Hello, this is the LEGO DC Superheroes Superman and Krypto team-up set. Krypto is the super dog, and together with Superman, they're going against Lobo. So let's take a look at Lobo with his space bike. I think this is one of the more metal scenes to be presented by LEGO in an official set. I mean, the level of detail on this bike is not as high as it could be, but this is a set that is targeted towards younger kids for the most part. And the build is fairly intricate. What I like most about what I'm seeing right here, just what impressed me most about the build, is what they did for the gray kind of shroud around the front, the intake area or cargo hold, whatever that's supposed to be. Just the diagonal shape, how that comes right up to the partly squared off fender there. Those fit together really nicely. I'm going to try to remember how well those two fit together and possibly use that in a custom build in the future. I mean, otherwise, there's not too much that's really all that fancy here, but it still looks good to me. The end with the two pairs of teeth sticking out, or excuse me, the two rows of the three teeth each sticking out looks pretty good. It's just a single sticker used there. I think that to get more detail in this, fine texture, the appearance of fine texture and little stuff on it, probably realistically would have required more stickers to be applied, like on the side of the fairing there and on the sides of the thruster units, the engines. So I'm okay with them not including it, but just saying that's the one thing that would have made this even more interesting to look at. I think it does have a license plate. I think that's a license plate back there, or what is that? I personally don't know this character, but I have a feeling that some viewers may actually know what that actually represents, the CPLJ 14. I guess the seat back would be better arranged like that, just a little bit closer to his back. Got the two exhausts coming off the side, even though this has jet or whatever energy propulsion. And these are the new blast pieces presented here in an interesting color. So this is like in between the traditional neon greenish yellow color and bright green. It's neither. It's between the two. So they have a little bit of the yellow used deep inside there. And then they have the bright green used up here as well. But the bright green is more greenish, or you could see it as being more bluish. So it's an in-between color. I don't know what it's actually supposed to be, but it's different. The driving or riding compartment up here just has a handlebar to hold on to, and they give you a couple of stud shooters with the trans bright green pieces so you can fire off. But there's also something you can shoot from the inside, because that is intended to represent a bomb or something. You push on this center exhaust back here. You push that in, and it'll dislodge this thing, whatever it's supposed to be. They reference it as being something for doing a bombing run, but I mean, I don't know. You can use it however you want. Kind of looks cool inside of there with the additional trans neon reddish yellow pieces, greenish yellow pieces being exposed and letting a little bit of light through there. But let's take a look at the other build that this is supposed to go with and be able to attack. This is a kryptonite prison that is intended to hold Superman in place. So these open up, has a spot, just a little slot to catch him in there. Just holds onto his legs, and that's that. I wish it covered him just a little bit better, actually went all the way around the figure, but gets the general idea across. These are a couple of the newer pieces, again in that strange color that's just a little bit more yellow than the trans bright green element that's used directly beneath it. Got a single sticker for a panel over here. You see the Luthor Corp L on it, and then here's one over here showing its power level, and that's pretty much all there is to this one, except for the mechanism, such as it is, to use that bomb. Let me get that out again. They say they want you to, on the box they show you that you should take this and you should insert it into here. Insert it in there. And then that happens. So it's not really that you can fire off whatever this thing is supposed to be at this, and then it'll break apart. But instead you use it. And, I think it's supposed to be Lobo versus Superman in this situation, so it probably wouldn't be Lobo trying to break him out unless it was one of the cases where, they end up having to work together or something. But it's also possible that you could use Krypto to, grab onto this with your jaws, using your imagination, of course, and then put it under here and use it to sabotage the device, and then Superman can get out. Speaking of Krypto, here he is with his collar and his short little cape. That's all just attached. The head and neck are just connected together with a bar-sized pin that comes out of the body, and you just put that down lightly over the cape so it doesn't pinch it too much. This is the softer style of newer cape, so it flows a little bit. It's a little bit nice. It's got a very comic style. And there's no articulation to the body of this, so you can turn the head from side to side, but that's just it. It has anti-stud connections on the bottom, so you can connect it to some things. Also, that's a bar-sized piece right there, so you could kind of grab it around something, or the inverse of a bar. So it just gives you one more option for connecting this to something. Yes? No? No? Okay. Here's Superman himself up close with the matching but larger soft cape. It works really well for this character in particular. I do not track all the different minor variations of Superman in terms of the suit and everything, so I just can't speak to that. But if you're an expert in such things, feel free to post up a comment explaining exactly what version you expect this or believe this to be, or from what era. And here's his alternate face, of course. The Lobo figure totally steals the show for me, though. Now, this is really well done. That hairpiece works great. The black markings and the facial hair on the face work great. The printing, the design of the printing is really good. But this is another case, as there have been countless this season, of poor opacity, poor thickness of printing. That white is of the body is supposed to be the same white, ideally, as the plastic of the arms and the face. That skin tone, that's skin tone. That's supposed to be skin tone. That's supposed to be the same, and it's not supposed to have these weird textures in there. It's supposed to be just the slightly darker gray color, and then lots and lots of white. And it's just not. It just looks like it, I don't know, it just looks really dilute. And I think they need to fix that. I say that every single time that I see this. It's a fairly new problem. They had it a long time ago when they didn't have the technology and the chemistry to do it right, but then they fixed it. They've been doing a good job for a long time, and now they've stopped. They've started doing a poor job. He has in his hand here one of the 3 energy infusers that can be combined into Lex Luthor's mech for this wave of releases. You can also attach the kryptonite prison entire assembly to the back of that mech very awkwardly, but I think the infusers work well, and that print is good, so no problem there. Look at the back of this torso. Yeah, and his alternate face. Yes, good. All this is good. I mean, still the white on the torso is a little bit thin, but at least there's so little of it that it looks right. Yeah, got that Comic Sans typeface used, and yeah, I like it. Good figure, just needs a better application of white on the front of the torso, and it'll be perfect, in my opinion. Lastly, wow, those are really bright. These are included. Some spare comic special effect pieces. You get your large blast or splat, your small splat, a couple of fist-based blast pieces, and then like an exhaust blast piece as well. Just some different options for what you can use for setting up different scenes, and those go in addition to the ones that are on the back of Lobo's bike, which include 2 of these smaller little exhaust blast ones, and then one of the larger one. But let me just grab some of these. There we go. Show you what they look like against a neutral background. And that is that newer color. That's not trans bright green, and it's not trans neon greenish yellow. It's in between the two. So I really like Lobo and his bike. I think Krypto is fine. It's cool to get as an official figure, but you know, it's kind of limited in its level of detail and also what you can do with it. And then the prison, the Kryptonite prison unit is small and kind of basic, but it's useful for play. You know, it can definitely be used in addition to other things. I feel like this as a set is not enough for a full play experience, but you know, everything here adds. I feel like the main thing that you would buy this for is Lobo and his bike, and of course if you don't have a Superman, it's great to get him as well. And then the rest is just kind of add-on, almost bonus stuff. Those are just my opinions though, and I hope I've shown you enough here to help you to form your own opinions. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.